What up, y'all? CHGO Wrestling is here once again with an awesome show for you and yours. I am Big Dave from CHGO Bulls. This is our special advocate right here, Greg Boysen. My main man on the ones and twos, DJ Sean Anderson, is in the building as well. We got a lot to get into, y'all, because it's Elimination Chamber time, which means it is almost WrestleMania time, man. And I got to be honest with you, Greg, I like this card. I like how it's stacking up, especially the Elimination Chamber matches, man. How you feeling about them?
I'm excited. I mean, usually that, like, those pay-per-views, premium, whatever you want to call them,
yeah,
there'll always be pay-per-views. Usually, like, the one in between Rumble and Mania is kind of like, eh.
We know what's going to go.
And the one after Mania is kind of meh.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but now, the way they've set this up, I mean, the two Elimination Chamber matches, that's what everybody's excited about.
Yeah.
Kind of wide open.
Very wide open.
You can, everybody thought they had the Royal Rumble picked, which, a lot of people, both of us thought John Cena was going to win it.
Yeah.
But then they gave us
it to the dark horse, man.
They gave us the Swerve, and it's Jey Uso.
Yes,
so I think now a lot of people are probably thinking the same way for Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, yeah.
Whoever wins that match will get that title match, but I think they're also going to set up 2 or 3 other storylines heading into Mania by who eliminates who. They've already kind of teased that a little bit. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it looks like a good match.
Sure.
It looks like a good card. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in an unsanctioned match.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get into that. Well, let's run down the Elimination Chamber match for the people real quick. John Cena, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, Damian Priest, and Seth Rollins are all in the Elimination Chamber match. Honestly, it's just like the Rumble as far as star-studded, and I really like this. And I like the fact that I honestly don't know where it's going. I know where I think and feel, like you said, John Cena. I just feel like that, but they shocked me once, and maybe they're gonna do it again on this one, man. So all these guys that I named kind of all have a good argument as to why they should be going against Cody Rhodes for this championship. I mean, I don't think one is more box office than the other. I think, of course, John Cena is John Cena because it's his last one, but that's CM Punk. You know what I mean? That's still Seth Rollins. Even that matchup could be awesome. Even Logan Paul, you know what I mean, could be something people will want to see just because you want to see him get beat up. But there are several things. I mean, Drew McIntyre, even Damian Priest, because he was in it last year and walked away with the title. So who do you think is going to win? But I also want to know who you want to see win this.
I want Seth Rollins to win it. Okay. Because Seth Rollins is like one of my top 3 pro wrestlers going today, period. Okay. I love him. He's the, if they were,
the bee's knees.
Sean's familiar with the 5-tool player from baseball. If there was a 5-tool thing in wrestling, Seth Rollins is that guy.
Agreed.
So that's why
you don't just get the nickname Freakin'.
No, you have to earn.
You have to earn.
You have to earn, man. Every letter of that word. You have to earn it.
If we could steal from Rob Van Dam, the whole effing show, though.
Yes, all of that.
Monday Night Rollins. It's all there. All earned. I don't think that's going to happen.
Okay.
I think, the way they set it up at the Rumble, they're definitely setting up maybe a final chapter between him and Roman. Mm-hmm. But we'll see what happens there. I really think, and we can get into that in a little bit, but I really think who wins is going to... It's going to depend on what happens with this whole Cody Rhodes Rock weird thing they got going on.
Yeah.
If Cody decides to be the Rock's corporate champion and sell him his soul, then I think Cena wins because that's a way to make Cody the heel in that match because you need a heel. Mm-hmm. If he tells The Rock to get, to screw, then I think CM Punk wins. And then the Rock teams with CM Punk. That's the favor that he's been asking about. And now Punk is the obvious heel, and Cody now has these big odds surmounted against him. It's Cody versus the corporation. That's such a new, fresh idea. I don't know why they didn't think of... Oh, wait, they have used that numerous times before.
The only thing I would say with that is do you have just so much crowd support from Punk anyways? Because he finally gets his Mania moment. He finally gets his main event. And even though he is a heel, I think most people would just be thrilled for that person to finally get his moment at WrestleMania. It feels very weird that he would be the corporate champ of all people.
I think you have, what, 6 weeks, 7 weeks to build that. Mm-hmm. I think Punk is so much better as a heel that he's got. Yeah, I think it's been over a year since he's been back. I think he could go through that goodwill in one episode of Raw. Like there are like a lot of people that don't care for CM Punk for a myriad of reasons, and they're just waiting for something like that to happen. Then there are those that would actually probably like him more if Cody Rhodes is your top superstar, he's your most popular guy. Mm-hmm. All the kids love him. They do. You got dudes, 40-year-old dudes buying them jackets, sitting in the front row. Put that to the test.
Okay.
If he's your most popular guy, then it shouldn't matter who the other guy is on the other ring, because if it's Cody versus Cena, that's really going to test people's loyalties.
Now, see, I think I agree with how you set it up as far as Mania, but I go the opposite way. I say if Cody Rhodes says no to The Rock, that sets up John Cena becoming the corporate champion and John Cena turning heel in his final time. Because it plays out pretty well, because John Cena is already kind of crossed over a little bit. Well, I shouldn't say even a little bit. He's crossed over into being, just a name outside of wrestling, movies, commercials, all that kind of thing. He said in his interview, I'm going in and I'm winning and I'm going to go into this. He didn't have to qualify to do anything. He just went straight in there. So I think that is setting up and planting little seeds as maybe John Cena might become that kind of corporate champion, explaining to people, this is just really what I wanted to do.
I think you mentioned 6 to 7 weeks until WrestleMania, so there is still time for Cena to do some build-up. Right. But what have you guys made up of the fact that he has done zero build-up to this moment?
It's disappointing for sure. But man, I just don't know if Cena as a heel would ever work, because it's been all that Make-A-Wish stuff and all.
It's his final time though.
I know, but if he was going to be I know
corporate Cena.
From listening to different, podcast guys like Bruce Pritchard, guys like Arn Anderson, who was his personal agent for all his glorious run.
Sure.
Like the idea had been floated out there, turn heel, and he flat out said no. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if he'd do that for his last time, but that would definitely get people talking. I mean, I wouldn't put it up there as like a Hogan heel turn, but it'd be close.
It'd be up there, bro.
It'd be close. But as far as like Cena's I saw somebody had a post that I enjoyed. It was, John Cena is really sticking to this "you can't see me" gimmick so much that he's not even been able to see him on his farewell tour. But he's a part-timer. He's been a part-timer for a decade now. Like, it is what it is. He's not going to show up every week. He's an attraction.
Yeah,
you're going to make it special. It's part of, I don't want to say problem, but it's part of the stuff I'm not a huge fan of with the WWE product is the infrequency you see certain people. Now, I don't mind, like, how can we miss you if you don't go away type of thing, but if you're hyping this up as his farewell tour and his last hurrah, you should be able to see him more than once a month.
Okay.
At least have him do a video, sit in the car with the phone. That seems to be the popular trend these days. Everybody else is doing it.
Shout out to Kevin. Go ahead, Sean.
I didn't have actually anything to say. I mean, I think it's been definitely disappointing, and it does feel like he won't get that victory at Elimination Chamber. It feels like a way for them to then go off on this angle where he was talking about maybe I'm not good enough anymore. Yeah. I don't know how he ends up getting into some sort of title reign, because that seems like what the end all be all is for WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. I mean, is there a way that he just ends up tied with Ric Flair and we don't see a title run at all?
Sure. It's a possibility. No question about it.
I kind of like that thought of, like, he loses at Elimination Chamber, then the self-doubt comes in. I don't have it anymore. And then something happens. Maybe one of these younger guys that needs that rub is the guy that comes in and gets him like
Logan Paul.
Back. Somebody. somebody people.
Just saying, bro.
So many people like.
So
the match.
I did have a disgusting thought, and I just want to throw this out there.
We are here for disgusting thoughts, sir.
Everyone thinks that it's Cena's moment. I would ask you guys right now, who would you write off of the 6 to not win at all? I would immediately go to Logan Paul and Damian Priest. But the worst way that this Elimination Chamber ends is it's Cena versus Paul at the end, and Paul somehow like gets a dirty roll up to win. Like that's the way that I could see the WrestleMania prepackaged being built for Cena is like he gets shocked by Logan Paul of all people and gets robbed of this opportunity.
And then once again shows that shot of him sitting in the ring looking disappointed with Logan Paul celebrating behind him.
Jorts.
Yeah, in the jorts. You got to have the jorts.
I was reading that the ticket sales for WrestleMania are not where they want it to be.
Okay.
And there's probably a lot of factors going into that.
Sure.
Some people want to be like, oh, see, you have Jey Uso, win the Royal Rumble. No one's buying tickets. I don't think that's
Uso is large.
I don't think that's the case. I think it's more the fact that like those tickets are really expensive and like people are losing their jobs left and right, and spending $5,000 to go to a wrestling weekend, not in the cards for as many people as it used to be. So that probably has something more to do with it.
Yeah, that's a great point, man.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
So
I do think,
but I think getting Cena in that marquee Cena versus Rhodes definitely gets people who are kind of on the fence to be like, ooh, I want to go see that. It's the most popular guy today versus one of the most popular guys ever.
Yes.
How is that going to play out? Maybe they say, screw it. We don't need a traditional heel versus baby face. But I still think something will come into play with the whole Rock Cody situation.
Sure,
they
absolutely.
need something to get Cody going again.
Get the people going.
Because, like, he was so good when he was chasing.
Yeah.
2 years to complete the story. Everybody wanted that for him. And then he completed the story. And it's kind of like, it's been a whole year of meh. It's been okay.
It's been all right.
But there hasn't been that huge obstacle for him to overcome.
That's true.
Like there was.
That's true.
So now if he has The Rock, his literal boss.
Yeah. The final
against
boss.
him.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a throwback to what we've seen
to Vince
before.
and Austin.
To Vince and Austin, and then when you had Triple H and Stephanie as with the corporation.
Yes,
stuff.
correct.
It's definitely
it works.
We've seen it before,
tradition.
But every time they do it, it seems to work. So,
it's
which would be fun because you look back at the history with The Rock, and The Rock won his first title when he became the corporate champion.
Correct.
But then kind of rebelled against that.
Correct.
So now here he is in the other side of that coin. I don't know. I thought that whole promo on SmackDown was just weird. And
it was
cumbersome.
And
it was like, so wait a minute. We're just supposed to forget that whole Netflix debut nonsense when you love Cody Rhodes that made us forget about the whole year leading up to us.
Yeah, he changed his mind.
Now we're going to pretend that never happened. And now you're back to like, I just sat there going, what am I watching?
I do like what they did on Raw yesterday was they called back to it,
right?
And they're not forgetting it. Seth Rollins reminded him immediately about what it was,
and to have Seth Rollins,
to
be the guy
of all people,
right? The guy that's taken every shortcut ever, was the handpicked guy of Triple H and Stephanie McMahon back in the day.
Broke up the Shield, all of it,
all that stuff for him to come out. That was good.
Yeah, very good stuff.
I think they needed that to make the original promo better. Because when I remember I watched that over the weekend and I was just like, what?
Yeah.
What? What are we doing here?
What are we doing? But I don't know. It should be fun. I mean, let us know in the comments when this comes out. I'll let you guys know in the comments who you think is going to win the Elimination Chamber. Who do you have, Sean?
Real quick, Rock's also just in a weird spot in general because he is still The Rock and they're still having him come out and announcing that WrestleMania 42 is going to be at New Orleans. Get hyped. Like he's still The Rock. But he's also trying to be a heel at the same time.
Yeah, same thing. It was like, hey, we're coming to New Orleans for WrestleMania. Yay! You people all suck.
Yes.
You all have STDs.
Yay! And they're like, hooray.
What are we, like, no.
But the only person who could even remotely try to pull that off is The Rock. Literally. The only one.
I guess. But
who could remotely get away with stuff like that is him. And that's why, like, because people just love him, bro. Like, and rightfully so. It's The Rock. So he's the only one. I don't disagree with you all at all, but it is weird and strange of him going in and out of the character. But the only one who can do it is him.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, and let's see how it plays out. Supposedly, we're supposed to have a resolution to that or an answer at Elimination Chamber.
We'll find out if he's selling his soul or not.
So I really think that will determine the outcome of the men's match.
Who'd you have winning, Sean?
I believe this is where my cockamamie idea that is going to end up coming to fruition is Cody accepts Rock's challenge to become the corporate / people's champion in some convoluted heel face way. Logan Paul is aided by the corporation to win the Elimination Chamber, which then sets Cena off on some weird way to make it a triple threat. So then it's Cena versus, foil in Logan Paul, and maybe they get to, tie in his superstardom into that.
Interesting.
And then you also get Cody Rhodes being a heel. I don't know. This is not clear to me. I know Damian Priest isn't winning.
Yeah, I think we can be safe with that one.
I don't think Drew McIntyre is winning either.
Very safe with that one. Let's go to the women's match in the chamber. You got Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, Bayley, Naomi, and Roxanne Perez. This is a nice lineup right here. Shout out to Alexa Bliss coming back. I've already talked about my feelings about Bianca Belair. She's in my opinion, setting herself up to be the greatest of all time, because I honestly don't know what she can't do. She is incredible in the ring, incredible on the mic. She could be the next The Rock as far as like making a transition into Hollywood. Like, she's really that damn good. I'm curious, sir, who do you have winning and who do you want to win, Mr. Boysen?
It's a tough.
It is.
It's tough. Like, again, just like with the men, there's so many ways they can go.
Oh, and it's to see who goes against Rhea Ripley.
Right.
I just want to make that clear too.
That's why at first I was kind of like, this whole Judgment Day stuff and like who's the real leader of the Judgment Day. This could really put Liv Morgan in that position, but do we really want Liv Morgan against Rhea Ripley again?
Well, I don't think she just won the tag titles,
right?
So I think that's going to be eliminated.
So the tag, you have Bianca and Naomi just lost those tag titles, and they've kind of been teasing, some heat between the two of them.
They've been teasing it. It's true.
Does Jade make an appearance and screw one of them over?
That's what I'm thinking.
And then you have Naomi and Bianca at Mania. Though Bianca and Rhea Ripley would be an amazing match.
Amazing match, sir.
So yeah, you got, and then Bayley. Bayley's your workhorse.
The horse, yes.
Bayley's like, that would be like a lifetime achievement type thing. Yeah. But she's won the Rumble before.
Yeah.
Man, so I really don't know.
It's tough. Alexa Bliss.
It's a tough one. Alexa Bliss, I'm a big fan of hers. I just don't know. I think Roxanne Perez is unfortunately in the Damian Priest slot.
Yes.
She'll do something silly with Liv. Like, I'm ready for them to dump this whole Judgment Day nonsense.
You're not a fan. You're not a fan of it.
It's lost its two biggest people. Like, without Damian Priest and without Rhea Ripley, it's kind of just nobody cares about Finn Balor anymore. Nobody. Like, I love Finn Balor, great wrestler, but like, no, it ain't working right now.
Dirty Dom
doesn't need a group anymore.
I know, you're right, but him being in
or
there
him being
and
the
leading
leader
it somewhat
and changing it to something else.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm fully with you though. Just on the Finn thing, like Finn, when he first arrived, I thought he was gonna be the guy or a guy, and it seems like he's completely lost his identity with his entire stable.
Bring back the demon.
They teased him and Braun Breaker. They're teasing that as well.
Which I'm totally cool.
Sure.
That's also future superstar
I'll
Braun
watch
Breaker.
Braun Breaker break him in half, literally.
Just give me 15 minutes of him doing suplexes. That's all I need. But I'm with you, too. Like, that's something that just makes a character so unique in wrestling is that face paint. And I don't understand why they took that away from him.
They haven't done it in a while.
I agree.
Like, maybe that's how they can work it in where, Dom screws him over, and then it's going to be Finn Balor versus Dom at WrestleMania, and all of a sudden the demon comes out unannounced instead, and that would be cool.
I love that.
That would
sounds
be
pretty good.
Just the entrance alone, at Mania in the big stadium full of people. That would be awesome.
All right,
as they uncomfortably say on Raw, goosebumps activated.
But sir, Who do you have winning, though, Greg? Who you got?
I don't know.
You gotta pick one of these awesome women.
You know, I'll go with Bianca.
Okay.
Because I think Bianca Rhea Ripley is something we haven't really seen.
Okay.
At least not on that big of a stage.
Yeah.
So you could also set up the Bianca and Naomi.
Yeah.
You know, something goes wrong. Maybe Bianca is the one that eliminates Naomi.
Yeah. Okay.
And then she goes to Mania. So then there's the jealousy, and Jade comes back, and then they figure out a way to incorporate that into the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I'll go with that, just because I want to see Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley. That would be a tremendous match, worthy of a WrestleMania.
Agreed.
I'm with Greg. It seems too weird that they took the tag titles off of Naomi and Bianca Belair. It seems like it's leading up to something.
Correct.
Maybe it even just leads to Bianca winning, and then one of the first defenses she has ends up being Naomi. It'd be weird to see Naomi at this point in her career getting a title shot, but hey, they have chemistry in the ring. So I'll go with Bianca just because no one else really makes sense. I guess Alexa would be my, just combining her first and last name there, Alexis. I think Alexa would probably be my second pick, but it's not really clear in my mind.
I will give Naomi props because she's gotten better. She's doing stuff in the ring I honestly never really saw before. And that match they had yesterday, I thought was one of the best. Like that match, I think when they, at the end of the year, start talking about their best matches of the year, they're going to talk about that tag match with Bianca and Naomi against Liv and Rodriguez. It was good. I was glued to my seat sitting there watching it, but a lot of it was because Bianca Belair is that damn good. She is incredible, man. Who wins this? I don't know how they're going to tie in Jade because I think they teased it on Raw as far as Liv Morgan and Raquel not being the ones who did what they did to Jade. So I don't know if they're going to go with Bianca or Naomi as the one who actually did it. That's my thought, is one of them is going to be the one.
It's going to be Rikishi.
I did it for the Rock. I don't know who they're going to go with because I think it's going to set up a Mania match. And obviously the bigger Mania match is Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill. That's a Mania match. But also, Bianca Belair, as you guys just mentioned, Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley is a Mania match. So I don't know which way they would go.
I don't know if Jade Cargill is ready for a one-on-one Mania match with someone like Bianca Belair, like as far as her in-ring skills.
Okay.
I mean, there's a reason she was attacked. It's so she can go train and get better.
Sure.
I don't know if her first match back is something like that. You know what I mean?
So you're thinking would it be a triple threat thing?
Maybe they figure out a way to add her in and it's Jade, Bianca, Rhea for the title. Okay. Or they just wait till after Mania.
Yeah.
Maybe she returns at Mania and screws over Bianca and then reveals it was Bianca that took her out in the first place.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That would
and
be
then
cool.
You can build that up for like a SummerSlam match.
Okay. I'm not mad at that. I'm going for Bianca. My dark horse is Alexa Bliss. Because I think she can do that too in Mania as far as having that kind of match that keeps people entertained and keeps people watching that. I think Rhea will win that one, but I don't think that's a bad matchup.
No, Rhea Ripley, and then if you can, like, you put her in a program with Alexa and you kind of introduce the Funhouse stuff to
That's what I was thinking too.
You can get real interesting there.
Yeah, there's other things you could do. Also, shout out to Bailey. I have a crush on Bailey.
Who doesn't?
Shout out to Bailey. Yes, Lord. You mentioned earlier, sir, the unsanctioned match. Unsanctioned
Watch out.
match, ladies and gents.
Unsanctioned, yet it's going to be on their program with one of their referees in the match, counting and enforcing actual rules. But it's unsanctioned.
It's unsanctioned. All right. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, the rivalry and the friendship will never die between those guys. It is always awesome.
Yes. This is what just like with the Rumble, I was probably most excited about the Cody Kevin Owens match. I'm most excited about this. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, they have put on tremendous matches through the years in high school gyms to main eventing WrestleMania. Like it's going to be great. And the common denominator in all those matches is Kevin Owens, who is he's the man.
He's the man.
He should be the world champion, but you know, heel ass Cody Rhodes cheated as he always does. But Sami Zayn, I mean, he's become such a great storyteller.
Yeah, very much so.
You know, it kind of went from this like gimmicky guy. And then when he changed to like the whole conspiracy theory guy, that's when his career took off because you saw this other element. And then all that stuff with Roman Reigns was great. And the match at the Rumble with his family, that was so good. And then
stuff.
His bloodline angle was good, great too. So
also compelling.
They will never put on a bad show. These two, I think it's great. I can't wait for it. The whole unsanctioned stuff, okay, whatever. I saw a great meme the other day. It's the Spider-Man meme where there's like 10 of them all sitting there pointing at each other, and it's like no DQ, no holds barred, hardcore match, unsanctioned match, extreme rules, extreme. Like they're all pointing like it's all the same thing. Just call it
backstage brawl, street fight,
Texas death match. It's all the same stuff. So just say.
Empty arena.
Just bull rope match.
Bull rope. Let's go.
Dog collar match. All that's all the same.
Shout out to the bull rope match, bro. You hit them 4 corners. Shout out to it. But you're right. It is. But it's just the fact that you're getting to see those two guys. And I guess you have to add something extra to it to make it more venomous. You know what I mean? For guys to really sink their teeth into with those two.
Well, yeah. I mean, did you see that sick Kevin Owens outside of Sami Zayn's house filming his family?
Amazing.
After they watched Canadian hockey together?
Amazing stuff. That was amazing. Barefoot and all. Amazing stuff. That man was at home chilling. Oh, that was good stuff, man. I loved every second of that. You can't wait to see that on Saturday. Those guys go at it.
Yeah, no, it should be good. And
package pile drivers all day.
Kevin Owens is gonna do some super trolly stuff in his entrance.
Yeah,
he'll have some shirt on that's gonna make you laugh.
He's gonna have his family, like his kid, and his wife on the shirt.
I mean, Kevin Owens is one of my favorites just because. All that stuff, all like wearing the Naomi shirt when he wrestles Jimmy Uso, just those little things that he does, but just he's so good at just being angry and so good at getting his story across. And another reason I love him is I guess like in the Topps trading cards, his autographs, he puts like a different like inscription on each one.
Okay,
and somebody got one and posted it, and it says. I enjoy several Shakira songs, Kevin Owens. I'm like, that's so good. I don't know why that tickled me as much as I did, but I was like, now I want to collect them all just to see what else.
Collect them all. Snap into a Slim Jim. Get them all.
I think it'll probably be too lazy of them to end the match with both of them just down for like a 10 count. It's weird though, because I feel Kevin's been doing such great work and he should be rewarded with a win.
Yeah.
But also I feel like, I don't know. I would hate to see Sami lose this one because it just kind of makes him look worse that, you have this sick freak outside of your house. But like maybe that's the point too, is that they're trying to make Kevin just look so unsanctioned.
Yeah, I think losses have never hurt Kevin Owens though.
True. Right. That's true.
Oh no, I mean he just lost to Cody and I don't think his character's ever been
back. Yeah. And like he got his ass kicked by Stone Cold Steve Austin a couple years ago. That didn't hurt him.
Yeah,
that actually made him bigger.
Sure.
So like he's a guy that like losses don't really matter because people just love watching him get his ass kicked. That's what they want.
That's what they want. That's what they need.
But I would love it if he won. I just don't think he will. There'll be something crazy where they're both like they'll make it to where like it takes this Herculean effort, and it's not like a cheap pin. Like he literally has to like throw him off the roof of the like throw him through one of the hotel room windows into center field at the Rogers Center. Like it's gonna have to take something like that to where you're like Kevin Owens is dead.
Yeah.
And then he somehow comes back on Monday.
Resurrection.
And you're
Kevin
like,
Owens.
oh my God. Like,
KO.
look at him. He's so tough. He took that beating and yet he's still here.
His
That's
fist
why
comes
I
out
love
the dirt. Like that. Like,
The only Mark thought I have to end on is if it needs a Herculean effort, I want El Generico. I want Superman Sami Zayn just going in there and using all of his powers to kick ass.
Like he's getting his ass kicked and some kid in the third row gives him the mask and he puts it on and he hulks up.
I freak out. That would be such a Mark.
That would be fun.
Final match as of right now: Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus against Big Mama Drama Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. Who you got in this one, man?
I feel sorry for the participants in this match.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Because this is obviously the go to the bathroom, get some fresh popcorn match on that card.
Fair.
Which isn't. Well, they deserve better.
Sure.
There's no way Trish Stratus is losing in Toronto.
Okay.
Zero way.
Okay.
She's going to stand on the apron, let Tiffy do all the work.
Okay.
She'll come in and she'll get the pin, and everybody will love it.
Okay, she'll do a little work too. I'm not gonna put that out as her strategy.
If it's gonna be a 12,
she's in incredible shape.
If it's gonna be, if it's gonna be a 12-minute match, she'll be in the ring for 3 of those minutes.
Okay.
And 90 seconds of that is the final 90 seconds of the match.
I also think you're giving 12. I don't even think it's gonna be 12 minutes.
Well, they got to kill time somehow. If there's only 4 matches on this card.
Yeah, but there are 2 elimination chambers.
2 elimination chambers, and I think they're just going to give Owens and Zayn all the time in the world,
they need to tell that story.
To just kick each other's ass.
But you also have
The Rock and Cody. Come on, The Rock talking is going to take some time.
They're going to have a terrible 15-minute talking segment.
You're going to give
the weird talking segment between Cody and Rock will get more time than this tag match.
Most likely. But you'll give Trish her roses in her hometown, and Charlotte will have something to do with it.
Let's go.
You got to set up their Mania match. I mean, we know who it's going to be: Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte.
Charlotte, yes.
You've got to use this to start those wheels in motion,
to push that forward
to get people excited for that match.
Okay, fair enough.
So Charlotte will be involved somehow.
I feel bad sometimes for Nia Jax because she's in a tough position when she wrestles because she's built to be, Big Mama Drama, take everybody out. And then people get on her for that. And then when she tries to pull back, people get on her for that. Like, she hasn't figured out that happy medium to where it looks like you're hurting somebody, but you're not really hurting someone.
Well, I think she's also kind of just has Kane Big Show-itis, where you just can't put the belt on the immovable force for some reason, because it just seems impossible that anyone would ever take it away from them. Like, who would ever beat Nia Jax in a true fight?
Yeah.
So you got to make her look kind of weak and stupid in a way, just because everything else is there. I think
that's
how she lost her belt the first time was.
Yeah, and that's why Candice is there. So Candice can be the one that takes the pinfall. And Nia doesn't lose any of that. She didn't technically lose that match because it was Candice LeRae that got pinned in the center of the ring by Trish Stratus.
This is true. She was
in the ring for 27 seconds.
Leave Trish alone. Real quick before we move on to AEW, I thought you had an interesting question, Greg. Has Raw been better on Netflix? As you know, they've made the move from USA to Netflix. They don't have the same kind of time constraints.
Right.
If they want to go 3, they can. If they want to go 2:30, they can. It doesn't matter. If they want to go 2:42, they can. But they obviously have brought in more stars, more sponsorship and things like that. And some people might like it. Some people might feel like Vince McMahon, all the ring is sacred. Don't you put all those ads on the ring?
I don't care about that.
I don't care either. But, some people might not be okay with it. I personally haven't had any complaints, per se, about what Raw is doing on Netflix. How have you felt watching it?
I mean, to be honest, I haven't been the biggest fan of like the WWE weekly programming for a while.
You have told me this several times. Yeah,
I don't know. Call me weird, but I like pro wrestling on my pro wrestling show, and it just doesn't seem to be enough of that on Raw, SmackDown. And when it is, it's like the same 4 people every week. Okay, just in different combinations. Mm-hmm. The reason I brought this up is because I saw the quote. Michael Cole was on Logan Paul's podcast this week,
he was,
and he said
Get a better shirt, Mike.
And he said, everybody thought it was gonna be like the Attitude Era again. We're gonna get on Netflix and we'll be able to do whatever we want, and that hasn't been the case. He actually kind of alluded to there's actually more restrictions on what we can and can't do on Netflix than there ever was on USA.
Interesting.
Well, and that kind of makes sense because Netflix is, They gave $5 billion to get this, so of course they're going to have a say of what gets on there, and there's still, there's still family oriented. You have your kids section there and all that stuff. Like I don't think they want to get crazy with this stuff. So I think some people are a little disappointed that, maybe it's not as, they're not swearing. I thought they said they could swear. There's no blood, or maybe people thought it was just going to be like outlaw television. Like all of a sudden they're going to turn into ECW from 1994. Yeah. I don't think that was ever going to be the case. Okay. Is it better? No, I don't think it's better, and that might be the issue. Where like this leap was supposed to be huge, and it's like now it seems like they're doing more of the backstage stuff. Because Netflix is an entertainment company. It's not a sports network.
Right.
Okay. And like, frankly, I don't care about these C-list celebrities sitting in the crowd. I don't. Whatever Netflix reality show is number one, you can guarantee that the 3 cast members, like, I don't know these people. I'm not going to watch this show. Give me some damn wrestling.
Okay. All right. I personally, I understood the game and what was going to happen when you get, like you said, you give somebody $5 billion. They're going to have a say, like you said. A huge say in what you do. I just want the say to come from people who know what wrestling is and have an idea of that. And not just an idea of entertainment, but also an idea of wrestling. It's a fine line you got to walk. I also think I want to give them some time because I don't think you can come out the gate with blood and cursing. No, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's a thing. I think you got to take your time and, build your audience because they're still building an audience. This is new. So they still have to build something a little bit, and then you could maybe jump into that a year later or something like that and dive into those things. I mean, they're not blocking out the stuff like holy shit, like, and your homeboy Pat McAfee, is still cursing and doing things. You love Pat.
Yeah. I do not.
But so those things I think are kind of new.
I was mad at Jey Uso for saving him from Gunther the other night. I was like, no, what are you doing? Go yeet in the crowd for 10 minutes. Let Pat take his beating.
Yeeting all over the place. But yeah, I think they're playing the game right now. I think that's what you see them doing. And I don't think that's a wrong decision. I can understand the frustration, but I don't feel like that's a wrong decision because you have to build something starting now and early. And then later on, I think it can be properly judged.
We'll see where it goes after Mania.
Yeah.
Because Netflix jumped in at the perfect time. Uh-huh. The first of the year is when everybody starts really getting ramped up about WWE because you got the Royal Rumble. And the Royal Rumble leads into WrestleMania. So it's like end of January is kind of like the beginning of March with college basketball. All of a sudden, everybody loves college basketball.
Yeah.
People who haven't watched the game all year are watching college basketball when March shows up.
Shout out Ace Bailey.
Same thing with WWE. Yeah. Like once the Royal Rumble hits, all of a sudden everybody's like, "Oh, I'm into this." And then once Mania's come over and done with, a lot of those people go back to casually watching until the next Royal Rumble.
Great point.
So what they do after Mania? Mm-hmm. Not the day after Mania, because that's always the most watched episode.
Sure, always.
What do they do in May and June and July when they don't have that marquee event?
Yeah.
Like what are they going to do for those, PLEs?
Yeah.
How are they going to get people interested to watch? SummerSlam is great, but SummerSlam is not WrestleMania.
No.
It does not get the casual people involved like Mania and the Royal Rumble do. So that's where maybe they're saving. Like, getting people to watch now is easy. Mm-hmm. What do you do when that challenge comes up of you don't have WrestleMania to plug?
Pat McAfee versus Logan Paul in an unsanctioned match.
Let's go!
I'd be rooting for a slow gas leak in that arena.
You'd be hoping for the ring to cave in.
Oh my God.
I'd be cheering for the meteor.
Oh man! All right,
lower than 1% now. They're saying it might hit the moon.
Yeah. Oh,
it's all right. There's a deflection. Have the match on the moon then.
A moon match. Oh. Except that sounds like something they would do.
Yeah, we're sending our 2 best up to the moon to wrestle.
Hey, you send it. Logan Paul.
That's unsanctioned.
That's an unsanctioned match.
That's on the moon.
On the moon match, man.
With the asteroid coming.
Oh my God. Dude, now I promise you that feels like something that could be in the works.
Bruce Willis can show up and Aerosmith can play in the background.
Don't wanna miss the thing. Yes.
And here's Liv Tyler for some reason.
For some reason popping up. Bro, let's get into AEW real quick.
Unsanctioned Armageddon.
Oh my God. AEW
WWE
Revolution.
Doomsday.
Oh my God. AEW Revolution coming on March 9th, man. I'll definitely be tuned in. I'll probably come hang with you and watch this.
Hey, we'll have it on.
It'll be my first time hanging out with you to watch an AEW program. I hung out with him last time, Sean. After what did we watch?
Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble, yes.
Yeah, thanks for the invite.
Well, you're more than welcome for Revolution.
Not the Elimination Chamber.
Not the Elimination Chamber.
You can come over on the 9th, not the 1st.
Yes.
I don't even know where I'm watching the Elimination Chamber. The Hawks have a game that night, so it's making things. I might be watching Elimination Chamber Monday morning or Sunday morning.
Shout out Peacock.
Yeah, so,
let me know I can watch that whenever, man.
Yeah, I mean, Revolution.
But Revolution's
we can
going
get
down.
into that a little bit more in depth next week.
Sure.
because they'll have more matches. But man, it's
the few as it's setting up,
shaping out to be real. Now, I've been a guy for a long time that has said that like AEW pay-per-views you don't miss, but their weekly TV is kind of. But the last like couple months of their last couple collisions on Saturdays have been great.
Okay.
It's no secret I prefer AEW to WWE just because AEW does more of their storytelling in the ring than outside the ring, and that's what I enjoy more. Not that not that WWE is bad.
Just about preference.
Yeah,
gotcha.
You can like both. It's okay to like both.
It's okay to like both.
There's
guys.
too much tribalism where. If you're a WWE guy, you want AEW to go out of business, which makes no sense to me.
Zero.
If you're an AEW person, you can't watch No, you can watch and enjoy both. Both products have something for everybody.
Yeah.
But AEW...
Americans used to hate Nazis. Now apparently we love them. Americans used to hate monopolies. Now we love them. You know, people love the UFC. People love WWE.
I get it.
What a comparison. That's pretty dead on with him, man. With Jon Moxley going against Adam Copeland for the title. Cope, as they call him now.
Should be good. They've been building that one up. A lot of heat going.
I mean, those are two greats on the mic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you know when they get in the ring, they're going to leave everything literally.
I just hope Cope survives it.
Yeah.
The last time he had one of these big brawls, he broke his leg and was out for almost a year. So they've really built that up well. I think people are ready for the whole Moxley Death Riders thing to go away. And they'll be happy. Plus, a fun scenario somebody told me, because Christian Cage has kind of like the equivalent.
Christian Cage, what a heel.
He has the equivalent of the Money in the Bank. He won a title shot anytime, anywhere.
Okay.
A long time ago.
Okay.
So wouldn't that be great if Copeland wins and then he comes out to cash in on a bruise and battered Copeland and you get one more Edge versus Christian run? That'd be fun.
Go F yourself. Oh, man. Classic. That would be good. Osprey, I always say his name wrong, man.
Osprey, Kyle Fletcher.
I always want to say Ocean Spray when I see his name all the time, though. I want to say against Kyle Fletcher in the cage match, sir.
Yeah, that's going to be great. Those are two superstars. Kyle Fletcher is going to be, he's like Will Ospreay's protege. And so now it's kind of like the teacher and the master and the student in a cage. That's going to be can't miss match. For sure. Those are two of my favorites.
All right. You got MJF going against Hangman Adam Page, sir.
I mean, two of the best on the mic. I mean, honestly. MJF, dare I say, best on the mic in the business. Ooh. I mean, he's definitely top 2 or 3. I mean,
I won't argue with any of this.
It's hard to pick people who are better.
Yeah.
At least he's the best heel in the business.
Yeah.
And
brilliant heel.
And Page has been, had that whole swerve stuff, which was incredible. And now he's kind of like, he ended the career of Christopher Daniels recently. He's kind of like this like enigma of a character. So putting those two guys up, AEW originals, quote unquote, two guys who've been there from the beginning, kind of pillar guys, should be a really good match as well.
Definitely. Toni Storm against Mariah May for the AEW Women's World title. Now, I don't know much about Mariah May. I definitely know Toni Storm. School me, sir.
Well, I mean, Mariah May beat Toni Storm at the big Wembley event, and then Toni Storm went away, and Toni Storm came back as, rock star Toni Storm.
Okay.
I had no idea who Timeless Toni Storm was, but then revealed that she was just acting, playing a part. So Timeless Toni Storm came back to the delight of everybody. That's one of the best characters ever. And then she won. Yeah. She beat Mariah May at the Australian event a couple weeks ago. So this is the rematch there. Mariah may look glamorous, but she is downright violent.
Oh, I like
this.
Has
a mean streak.
I like this.
And these two have heat. They don't like each other.
I like this.
It's gonna be a good match. There will be some blood in this match.
There will be blood. Daniel Day-Lewis, shout out. In the final match, man, Takeshita, am I saying this correctly?
Takeshita.
Thank you.
See, I know how to say it, and then I look at it spelled out.
Yes.
Yeah, I always forget which one of these are silent and which one. Takeshita. Well, why that's slash is because
and Orange Cassidy.
They have a match this week for that title. So whoever wins that then gets Kenny Omega. It's not going to be Orange Cassidy.
I love Orange Cassidy, bro.
I do, but
Orange Cassidy's dope. What a dope character.
Takeshita and Kenny Omega have history. they've been calling each other out. They don't call Kenny Omega the best bout machine for a reason.
This is true.
It's going to be great. And this is just, I'm sure they're going to fill that out because the difference between the AEW and the WWE events is AEW will have 10 matches on their card.
Okay.
And each match gets like 20 minutes at least because they just go, one match ends, boom, next one starts. Like it's not, you don't have all this filler.
Okay.
So that's probably just like half the card. You're probably going to get a Swerve Ricochet rematch, which nobody will be mad at because they've been having a great feud. Mercedes Moné will definitely have a match. So you've got some
Hurt Business,
some other things. Yeah, they've got the tag straps.
The titles,
now.
yeah.
So with them on there, Daniel Garcia.
We hurt people.
Daniel Garcia probably with the TNT belt up again. There's so many different things going on.
Okay.
So they'll fill that out with probably at least another 3 matches. So that'll be a full card and a lot of fun.
All right. We'll be back to discuss all of this next week with you all, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the Elimination Chamber. Enjoy AEW Revolution on March 9th. We're going to be back with you next week to talk about it all. I'm Big Dave, CHGO Bulls. That is the special advocate, the special counsel, Greg Boysen, DJ Sean Anderson. We out. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.